this is Miss Kitty Reed, and I am happy to present to you the first book of Amish Book Club. I will be discussing Her Forgiving Amish Heart by Rebecca Kertz. I chose this book because it's the first Amish fiction book I've ever read. There will be heavy spoilers in this video, so don't watch if you don't want to, or skip over the summary section. There is going to be a lot to talk about in this book, so we better get going. My assistant today is Kathleen. She is a porcelain doll made by Dolls by Pauline. I won her in a church raffle, even though she is fairly rare in the doll world of that specific designer. Anyway, Her Forgiving Amish Heart was published in 2018, a part of Harlequin's love-inspired book line. It is the third book in the Women of Lancaster County series. This is a series that does not have to be read in order. There are minor references to the previous books, which feature the sisters of the female protagonist. The female protagonist of Her Forgiving Amish Heart is Leah Stoltzfus. She is a 23-year-old Amish woman who is making peace with the idea that she will never marry. Leah instead focuses on her dream of owning a craft shop. Leah is ordinarily sweet and kind, but she harbors a grudge against Henry Yoder for an incident involving her cousin Isaac. The male protagonist is Henry Yoder, a kind Amish man. However, when he was on his Rumspringa, he and Leah's cousin Isaac befriended some delinquent English boys. One night, Henry and Isaac met up with the group while they were spray painting a local store. The police came, and a boy named Brad gave Isaac a paint can to frame him for the crime. Brad then threatened Henry into silence. Eventually, Brad was held responsible, and Isaac and Henry became friends again, but not before Henry's family moved to a nearby church district to avoid scrutiny. Today, Henry works in his family's store, but he dreams of becoming a cabinet maker. Leah's parents are Arlen and Missy Stoltzfus. She has two married sisters, Nell and Meg, and two unmarried sisters, Ellie and Charlie. Henry's parents are Harry and Margaret Stoltzfus. At the start of the novel, Harry is recovering from a recent heart attack. The book begins with Leah traveling home by buggy when a thunderstorm starts. She is forced to take shelter with Henry in his family's store. Leah has a fear of thunderstorms due to a traumatic childhood experience. Leah is panicking and does not want to be near Henry at all. Henry helps her put the horse and buggy away and wraps her up in a quilt. Upset that Leah holds this grudge against him, Henry decides to convince Leah to be his friend. Leah is repeatedly rude to Henry during a visiting Sunday gathering, so he and his friend Isaac devise a plan. Henry offers to give Leah lessons on how to run a store to help her with her future craft store. Leah initially refuses, but after connecting with Henry while he builds a cabinet in her family's barn, Leah agrees. By this point there is mutual attraction between Henry and Leah, but they have not accepted their feelings. Leah's first shopkeeping lesson goes well. She and Henry spend a lot of time bonding. The lesson ends early due to a visit from the community busybody. And it is here that the book takes a turn. One day while Leah is cleaning, she finds a box underneath her parents' bed and looks through it. In it, she finds adoption papers. Unbeknownst to her, Leah was adopted as a baby. Leah feels like she is not a true member of her family. Henry comes to the house to take her to find store spaces for rent, and finds Leah crying in the barn. She confides in him about her adoption. Despite her sorrow, Leah agrees to go with Henry to look at store spaces. Henry comforts Leah and tries to distract her. Later, Leah confronts her parents about her discovery. They assure her that they love her, but will not tell her who her biological parents are. She goes to Henry afterwards for comfort, and they have an impromptu date at a bakery. That evening, Leah gives food to a runaway teenager sleeping in her barn. Leah tells Henry she is too overwhelmed to continue her shopkeeping lessons. Henry is deeply saddened because he had come to care for Leah. While driving home, Henry is cut off by Brad, the spray painting culprit, who mocks him. Leah soon reverses her position on not focusing on the store and is soon back out with Henry looking at store locations. That Sunday, Leah notices that Henry is not in church, and she and Isaac discover that Henry's father had a heart attack. They go to the hospital, and Leah and Henry get some bonding time together. Henry is happy to learn his father will make a full recovery, but soon he is threatened again by Brad. Henry fears that Brad could harm Leah if he sees them together, so he tells Leah they have to stop seeing each other. Both are heartbroken. This does not last long because soon Leah and Henry are flirting at the store. Brad threatens Henry again. Henry decides to go to Ohio to demand that Leah's grandparents reveal the identity of her biological parents. He soon abandons that plan and just goes to visit his sister. While Henry is away, the equivalent of the Lancaster TMZ swarms the Stoltzfus house as they have discovered that Leah's biological father is musician Derek Rhodes. Leah's parents tell her that her biological mother was her mother Missy's sister. It was a teen pregnancy and Derek Rhodes did not know about it. Leah's biological mother died when she was a baby. The family avoids the media and everyone shows their love for Leah. Meanwhile, Henry returns home and tries to reach Leah, but cannot due to the crowd and calls the police to disperse the media. When Henry does come, Leah tells him she doesn't want to see him again because he did not support her when she needed it. The media return and Derek Rhodes shows up. He talks to Leah briefly. Henry comes to see Leah and professes love, but Brad stops him on the road and beats him up. A man who drives for the Amish rescues Henry. Henry insists on seeing Leah before going to the hospital. Leah and Henry profess their love many, many times in the hospital, but when he is discharged, Leah avoids him for a few days. She feared that he only said he loved her because he was disoriented, but when she gives him a cookie with "I love you" on it, Henry confirms his love. Henry proposes, and Leah accepts. The last chapter is Leah and Henry's wedding. Henry's parents retire from the stores so Leah can make that space her craft store. Henry gets to be a cabinet maker. The book ends as Leah and Henry kiss. I have some negative things to say about this book. The first is that there is just too much going on. In terms of plot elements, we have Henry wanting to be a cabinet maker, Leah wanting to open a craft store, Henry dealing with his father's health problems, Brad's threats, Leah struggling to forgive Henry, the shopkeeping lessons, the random runaway teenager, and Leah finding out she is adopted. It's too much. This book is not even 300 pages. Because all of these plot points exist in one book, none of them get the treatment they should have. The author should have chosen 2 or 3 of these and developed them strongly. This is Amish fiction. An extremely slow-moving plot would be fine and even desirable by many readers. It got tiring reading on to see what was thrown at the wall in the hopes that it would stick. For clarity's sake, keep it simple. Why was the adoption subplot necessary? It just dropped out of the sky for no reason at all. This book was improved in no way by the adoption subplot. Any mention of Leah's adoption could have been cut out and not altered the plot in any way. And of course, Leah's biological father is a famous musician. Kathleen makes a fine point. Yes, Kathleen, there was another Amish fiction book where the main character finds out she is the biological daughter of a rich Englisher while going through storage. That book is The Shunning by Beverly Lewis. Yes, the book that created Amish fiction. A book that many readers of Amish fiction have already read. This is a public service announcement to all Amish fiction writers. Leave Beverly Lewis alone. Leave The Shunning alone. Beverly Lewis is the queen of Amish fiction for a reason. Don't infringe. Lastly, this book is called Her Forgiving Amish Heart, but very little of the time is spent on Leah forgiving Henry. It is one of the plot elements that was abandoned early on, and it's a shame because it was the best one. I do like certain parts of this book. As mentioned, brief as it is, Leah's struggle to forgive Henry is a high point of the book. This should have been the focal point. Sometimes women in Amish fiction can seem too perfect, but Leah was very real in her struggle to forgive in line with her Christian values. Readers will empathize with Leah for this. I thought Henry was one of the best written male protagonists of Amish fiction. Male characters can seem one-dimensional because they are idealized for female readers. Additionally, most of the authors are female, so they may struggle to write realistic male characters. However, Henry is exceptional. Henry is very easy to empathize with. His emotions feel real. Yes, he cares for Leah, but he can be internally frustrated with her for the lack of communication. His dialogue is well written. Henry makes this book a memorable read. The ending is everything an Amish fiction fan could want. The wedding is so sweet, so adorable, so filled with love. Everything works out for Henry and Leah. They say how in love they are. They kiss, the end. This is the payoff readers are looking for. Every book could end like this, and I would be thrilled. To rate this book out of 7, I will give it a 5 out of 7. I was annoyed at some of the missed opportunities and choices that did not better the book, but it did some things very well. In all, I would recommend this book. We did it! The first book of Amish Book Club. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Our next book will be The Parting by Beverly Lewis. Please check with your local library to see if they have it on the shelves. And if not, I am sure they will be happy to get it for you from Interlibrary Loan. This has been Amish Book Club with Miss Kitty Reed. This is Miss Kitty Reed and Kathleen signing off. See you later in Amish Book Club.